Hello, Enemy here with another World of Tanks videos. Today I thought I'd be talking to you about something I've seen a number of people have questions about, people in the forums have asked about. I've seen way too many people out there on the battlefield just doing really poorly at scouting. So today's subject is scouting. It's kind of one of those things that a lot of people don't want to do. They want to get a light and just race around the battlefield and start shooting people, or they want to race out recklessly and, as we say, scout. They just want to engage the enemy as fast as they possibly can. Generally speaking, it can sometimes cause a disruption when you do that. It can get everybody spotted and get some quick kills, but you end up dead. Your teammates frequently aren't ready yet when you do that. The arties aren't ready. Your snipers aren't ready. It's just generally a bad idea. So what I'd like to talk to you today about is proper scouting, and it's really a difficult thing because it means that you need to give up a bit of your game to help everyone else win. And that's what really scouting is all about. You're not there as the star of the show. You're a supporter, but you're a critical supporter, and you can do that. As you can see in my carousel here, I have a lot of different scouts. So I run a lot of different scout tanks. I've been playing with the MT25 lately. It's kind of fun. Pretty fast, zips around, not much of a gun, but that's the whole point. If you're shooting your gun and you're a scout, you very well may be making a mistake. Yes, the gun is there for a reason, and when you get into the Chinese scouts like the WZ-132 and the WZ-131, yeah, these are definitely good gun platforms and have a very useful weapon. But again, your primary role as a scout is not to be out there shooting, and I know that's really hard for everybody to understand. Yeah, look how many scouts I've got. Here's my WZ-131. I've got a ton of scouts. I've done this a lot. I consider myself pretty good at scouting. I've definitely used the guns to my advantage on more than one occasion. The 5916, probably one of the best scouts. Not much in terms of gun, although it's fairly useful, especially with the autoloader. And then, interestingly, as some people found out, the first gun actually has 112 penetration. If you shoot gold, it gets up to 189. I've seen somebody shooting around with one of those, and he was penning my Ferdinand pretty steadily. It's definitely effective, and there are times when you do need to use the gun. But let's get back to the important thing. What should you be doing? As a scout, you should be scouting, and that means you are out looking for enemy formations, spotting them, calling an artillery fire, and generally trying to stay out of the action. So you see here with my AMX 1390, which is what we're going to be running today to give you some insight. I recorded a battle earlier, and it really shows what you should be doing as a scout. So I'm going to be showing that to you in a second. You'll notice I left one equipment slot open. That's for my camo net. It'll be equipped when I spawn in automatically. So camo net, possibly binoculars are critical. I have the enhanced gun lane drive on here because yes, I do shoot with my 1390. I try not to, but it is definitely an effective weapon. It has a very slow aim time of 3.0 seconds, which is agonizingly slow. So I do use a gun lane drive to try to speed that up. And of course, vents. You'll note that my camouflage crew, my crew is 100% camo all the way across, and I'm only 25 battles away from being to have my second crew skill on this. So we're getting close. It's an elite tank. I've already went ahead and I've got the Lorraine, so I actually just created a new crew for them because I wasn't going to give up this crew. These guys are pretty well invisible when I get into a spot. I can sit there and not be spotted for quite some time. Since I do have Sixth Sense, I know whether or not they can see me or not. So, at any rate, let's go ahead and let's go into the battle, and we'll see what happens, and I'll show you what I'm doing as a scout. Okay, so here we are spawning into the battle. This is a Tier 9 battle on Malinovka. So we've got an XVM chance to win a 45% in a Tier 9 game. Always a tough row when you're really below 45%, usually pretty easy when you're over 55%. It's not a guarantee. It still means you need to play the game. But definitely when the XVM chance to win is more than about 5% off the median, your chances to win fall off a lot faster than the XVM chance to win seems to imply. So what we're going to need to win here is to play our role. And as I said, we're showing you how to do scouting. The enemy has a couple scouts too. They have a bolt auto. You got that reloader to reload, but it can put down some serious damage. So we're on the west side. Malinovka has one really interesting feature. There's this row of trees that you can see just ahead there, and I'm about to abuse those trees and my amazing camo rating on this 1390 to show you just what a scout ought to be doing. Again, like I said, yes, I've got a gun. It works really good. But if you're using your gun, you're not scouting. So what am I doing? I pull up to this line of trees, get it nestled in here, and that's it. Put out my camo net, it's deployed, and now I'm just going to scout for my team. The problem, of course, is that this can be boring. It can. You're just sitting here, just passive scouting. You're not actively engaged, although you are. I'm keeping an eye out for the enemies. I'm looking to help what I can with my team. And it's going to be quiet. But my teammates are going to be benefiting significantly from my help. Let's see, I can skip forward, I think, a little bit. I'm checking out, see if there's anybody there. Let's just do a skip. Okay, that T-29 is down there. He's not exactly one of their better players. He rushed down there. He's a T-29. Probably shouldn't have been down there. Really not a good decision on his part. That's good enough for me. I'll skip ahead. Okay, so we have an ST-152 over there. We have an M103. So here we are. Now this is hard. Every part of me wants to take a shot at this guy. But if I do that, I give away my position. And that's where it's really hard as a scout, because what you're being asked to do is spot for your team and not shoot. Because if I shoot, I'll get the pen, I'll probably kill him, and in the meantime, I'll give away my position and then not be useful for my team anymore. They'll lose their scout. See that Waffenträger behind me there? Can I... Yeah, that Waffenträger on the minimap behind me, he is using me as a spotter. There's an E75 behind me. I'm not exactly sure why the E75, our top tank, is standing back there. Don't know exactly why, but he chose to. Again, I have a side shot here. Oh, this would pen with ease. And yet I give it up to the other 1375, the other scout. So he got a kill there, because I wasn't going to give my position away. And it's really hard, and I know a lot of people want to shoot because they got this great gun, and they want to get in on the WN8, but again, my job here was to show you how to scout. And that T-29 is still over there. I know when I'm looking at the spotting here that a lot of tanks haven't even been spotted yet. Okay, there's a T-20 full health. What's he doing over here? He's hiding behind those rocks over there. Again, I have maybe a low probability of penning him there, so it really wouldn't have been a good shot. Now this would have been a good shot. I probably could have penned him right there. But again, I take that shot, I give up my position. I already know there's some other tanks laying around that want to shoot at me. They haven't spotted me yet. My sixth sense hasn't went off. So I know that they don't know I'm there. They don't know why every time they move they're being spotted. You can see we're now up 4-2. That won't hold, by the way. And again, I'm just swiveling around, keeping an eye out, making sure that I can spot for my team. And again, this is scouting. It's not glamorous. It's not racking up WN8. You're just mostly sitting here watching and waiting for your chance. Now, in this particular round, as you can see, there aren't any arties, so I really didn't have a motivation to go arty hunting. I moved up here to get deeper into the bushes and get a little bit closer. So that's what I was trying to do there by moving forward, is I just wanted to see if I could get a couple of inches closer, maybe spot somebody, and also I wanted to be sure I was in the bushes, because as you saw on the left-hand side up this way that I was kind of exposed. There wasn't a bush in front of me. So here we go again. Beautiful possible shot, and here's the SU-152. But again, if I take that shot, I expose myself. So I'm just being patient. There's that T-20 again. I've got the T-29, the T-20, and the ISU all over there. I guarantee if I open up, I can get in a couple of quick shots, and then one of them is going to start shooting at me. And in an AMX 1390, you've only got 1100 health. You're not going to last long out there once you give up your position. I could use it as a mobile platform, and I could maybe go take some shots at them. But again, right now I'm doing the best I can for my team by just keeping these guys spotted. And that Waffenträger is getting shots. The E-75 is being assisted because he went down there to engage the T-29. So being able to see the other people shooting at him helps him out. He knows where things are. Oh, look at this. Beautiful shot here. I could easily pen this guy, but I'm avoiding it because I don't want to give up my position. And we're coming up to the part where I finally do make a move, because I finally see an opportunity, and now here it is. See the T-29 cresting there? That T-29 is cresting. Now I can't take a heavy off the board is just too big of a temptation here, especially with an angle like this. You're just not going to get that. So there we go, and I take him out. One shot. Okay, there we go. I'm spotted. I know I'm spotted. Boom. The T-20 has just bounced off me. The WZ-111 bounces off me, and now I am out of here. I have no idea, by the way. Notice how I immediately picked up two shots. The WZ and the T-20 both hit me, and the T-20 was using gold. Now I'm spotted again, so now I'm zigzagging and trying to disrupt a shot they might take at me, and trying to get to use that rock that the Waffenträger is hiding behind as cover. So I'm using my speed and my camouflage, and I'm trying to get the heck out of there. Okay, great. So I've avoided. I'm now over the hill, and I'm fairly safe. I'm pretty sure that since they're not shooting at me, that I'm covered. I'm going to go over to this bush and hide for just a second while I finish my reload. And now it's 10 to 10. Now's the time. I'm looking at the list here. There's the T-20 left, but I think he's about to... There he goes. The E-75 finished him off. But like I said, as soon as I did open up, I immediately got hit by two of the enemy. And that's why you got to understand as a scout, as soon as you shoot, the moment you shoot, you're going to give up your position, and you're going to have them coming after you. So, we're moving along down here. I'm crossing the field. I'm hoping to engage them from behind and sweep up and use my speed now. Now it's in the latter stages of the game. I'm thinking, okay, now I can be effective. I can take out some people. But here's the E-75. I see him. I thought he was going to go around, and instead he goes into the circle. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, if I leave him by himself, he's at full health, but he doesn't have the camo I do. So I'm going to, again, give up my game. I'm going to be a scout, and I'm going to sit in this bush so we can, A, double cap to make it go a lot faster so they can't get back in time, and B, to make sure that that E-75, my primary heavy, doesn't get hit by somebody that he can't fight back. My spotting range and my camo value are going to give him the chance to win. And coming up in just a second, their E-50, their top player, he's only got 213 health. There he is. Again, I don't shoot at him because I didn't have to. And boom, he's gone, and my E-75, as you saw, took him out. Exactly what I stayed in the bushes for. I could have raced on, went around, tried to engage the other tanks, but I didn't. And here's my little victory dance, and that's how to scout. Again, I gave up my game. I did a good job. I only put in 597 damage. That's it. I did get a kill. But, and I know, I'm sorry, but it doesn't show it on the replay, I got over 2,000 in spotting. I was the #2 player on my team for points. I didn't have it in damage, but I got it in points, and I helped my team win. We went from a 45% chance to win to winning. I did the things I needed to do. It's really tough because it's not the fun game that a lot of people like to play, but that, in a nutshell, is how to scout. Okay, so we're back into the garage for just a final few words. So we've talked about scouting. We showed that you can make a huge impact on your team by just being a passive scout. You, at the beginning of the battle, you leap out to a known spot. You need to understand the maps and the spawn locations and where the good spots are. You need to have a good camo rating, a good camo net. But if you, at the start of the match, race out to just the right spot and set up shop and just be patient. Wait for your opportunities. Look for enemy, spot them for your team. Be ready. You notice the entire time I kept scanning around looking because I didn't want to be caught unaware. Luckily for me, I do have Sixth Sense. Not everyone does yet. I mean, obviously you're well served to first develop a camo, 100% camo, then work on getting the Sixth Sense. Once you have that, you have a great opportunity to sit there. You know when you're spotted. I miraculously, when I did take those those shots, I think I shot 4 shots, penned 3, I believe, and I think I got his tracks on the 4th one. That actually helped me because it froze him. But the point is, I somehow bounced 2 shots. I have no idea how in an AMX 1390. The whole armor is what, 40, 20, 15, and the turret armor is 40, 20, 20. It's a paper thin shell. I have no idea how I bounced those 2 shots, but you'll notice the moment I shot, instantly 2 people shot at me. And that's your problem as a scout. You're going to be shot at as soon as you give up your position. So again, beginning of round, leap out, find a spot, wait. Now what do? You wait for your opportunity. And I can't tell you what that's going to be. You need to understand, watch the battle, pay attention to the mini-map, watch what's going on. You will see the opportune moment when you can jump out of those bushes and fly. You're looking to help your team. If it's arty hunting, that's fine. Again, if you do it at the front of the match, you can race out there and get yourself killed before your arties are even reloaded, are loaded for the first time. And what good does that do? If you sit in a bush for the first 5 minutes or so, and then race out, at least your arties are ready. And also, before you do that, it's even nice to tell them in game chat to your team, say, hey, I'm going to make my run now. Arties, are you ready? TDs, are you ready? And when they recognize or say, yes, we're ready, then you make your move. Because when you fly out and go out there scouting, now everyone's watching and waiting for what you light up, and everyone's loaded and they're ready. Again, I can't say it enough. The Suis scouting, the only time I've seen it really do a good job is when it causes just mass disruption, and that does happen. I've seen some scouts race out, killing themselves, but in the meantime, they got the entire team, other team spotted, and a lot of carnage resulted that really created some problems for the other team later. It can happen. I would not put my stakes in it. If you are going to scout, don't do that. It's just, yes, you might once in a while help out, but by and large, you're not. Arty hunting is a great thing, but it's best done later in the match. Wait for your opportune moment. Pay attention to that mini-map. Watch where everyone is. You can then plot which way you're going to go to avoid the enemy. Another thing, you saw how I supported my heavy. He was our #1 heavy, and he got through that match without even taking damage. And a large part of that was because I was scouting for him. He knew where the enemy was, so he wasn't caught unaware. Because that's what'll happen. If he doesn't see the enemy, then they catch him from a side shot. And he knows he doesn't know they're there, and he wanders out someplace he shouldn't be, and he gets shot. So again, help your team. You'll notice that I capped with him. I could have went hunting, and I very well could have maybe caught up with one of them with my speed and gotten a few extra shots in for more WN8. But what was important was winning the match, and so that's why I capped. So again, from the top, as a scout, you're a support player. You are not the star of the show. You need to put yourself in that spot, and you need to understand what your role is, and you need to fulfill that role. If your team needs spotting, you need to be out there spotting. I saw 1390 the other day who was sitting in the back trying to snipe, and he was effective. He got some damage in, and we lost the game because we got destroyed because he wasn't out there spotting. One of their scouts moved up far enough that he spotted us where we were. I was in a medium at the time, and they blew us apart because we couldn't even shoot back. We couldn't see them. They could see us. Our scout was behind us, not not good scouting. And he was adamant that he's not a scout. He's in a 1390, and he's like, I'm not a scout. He just wanted to use that gun to reap up some WN8. And he did, but he lost the battle for us. So, can't say it enough. If you're a scout, scout. Do the role, and you can do just fine. I have a great crew going here. I helped my team win. I actually got a good WN8 out of that round. I can't remember what it was. But that's scouting in a nutshell. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll see if I can maybe post a few more scouting matches here. Again, like I said, I put this out because I saw a number of people asking about it in the forums, and it's just too hard in a couple of sentences to explain scouting to people. I'm going to see if I can get some more good videos, some matches, and try to post them too if I can. So that's all. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Take care, and see you on the battlefield.